Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for The Flash. So let's talk about this episode. So with this episode of The Flash, we get to see our villain of the week is Mark Hamill himself, the Trickster, who he's been, he's a geek god in a way. He played Luke Skywalker, voiced so many DC heroes, it's not funny, but of course, what he's most known for is the Joker. So I was super excited for him to be on this episode and guest in this episode. So most of the episode is about the two Tricksters, and he is more of a villain of the week, and things happen towards the end that Barry reveals his identity to his father and Eddie for some reason, and we get a background information on Harrison Wells, seeing that Harrison Wells is not really from the future, but it was Thawne who took over as Harrison Wells' body, and I thought that was kind of interesting. Like, towards the middle of the episode, I'm like, oh, definitely he replaced his body, and, Harrison Wells doesn't exist. But I thought that was a good twist, because I didn't see that coming before this episode. But what did I think about the episode as a whole? I love the Harrison Wells stuff. There's always a nice little twist to that story of Harrison Wells not actually being Reverse Flash, but technically he is Reverse Flash. That story arc is gonna progress really well, I think, towards the season finale, as we saw in that super extra long trailer, where we saw Oliver as Ra's al Ghul. So, he was in a League of Assassin outfit, so that might be spoiling stuff for Arrow. So I was actually really surprised they did that in the trailer. But yeah, it looks like there's a lot of great things coming up for Harrison Wells. Really, really enjoyed the story there for that. Trickster was a fun one-shot villain. It was a Villain of the Week episode, but with a lot of different layers coming towards the end, and a lot of story progression towards the end. And Mark Hamill was a lot of fun. If you're gonna have a Villain of the Week type episode, which with The Flash you get to see a lot, make it a fun villain, a rememberable villain, and Mark Hamill is always rememberable. I thought he did a great job here. The other Trickster, he was okay, and the whole son-father thing, I was like, oh, that's cool, I guess. It wasn't like a big twist. It felt like more of a cliche than anything, but Mark Hamill himself kind of redeemed that arc. The thing I was disappointed about in this episode was the Eddie reveal. I didn't feel like it was really needed. I don't think Eddie needed to know that Barry was the Flash, and Barry could have walked around that whole thing. It's like, alright, well, Eddie needs to save Iris, which, honestly, if Iris found out that Barry was Flash, which I don't think is going to happen this season, maybe, if anything, season finale, that would have a lot more story than Eddie's like, oh, well, I gotta think about not telling, Iris, but let's get into it. You're the Flash, let's, I'll help you. It just felt so random, that reveal, and I'm usually okay with superheroes revealing their identity. I think it does progress story very well. Arrow, they've done it really well. And they've been revealing the identity a lot in Arrow. And Flash, they've done it pretty well up to this point. The father I understood, because the father technically already knew, and that happened in this episode, but Eddie, I was so disappointed with that reveal. It just felt so out of place in this episode. And I just want Iris to find out. She's the only one left that needs to find out. And they're just going to prolong that, and it makes Iris have less to her character, which I've been saying throughout my reviews of Flash. So overall, I did like the episode, but my strife was, and my gripe was, that Eddie thing, and I guess the Trickster reveal for son and father could have been a bit better. And I think next week we have a hiatus for Flash, so next week it's not on, but the week after we do have another episode of Flash, and of course I'll have a review for that. So hope you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also in the description below, there's links for my comic book, Like Father Like Daughter, and don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father Like Daughter. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.